What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing the disassembly and maintenance of my Civivi Sentinel Strike II, and afterwards we're going to retest to see how it does with the spine whack after it's been properly dried and cleaned. Let's get it. All right, guys, we got the Sentinel Strike II here. I hope that you can see it okay. I'm checking to see if it looks like you can see pretty well. I do have all of my hardware, oil, everything that I use for the disassembly and maintenance linked down below for your convenience. Having said that, you're going to want a T8 to disassemble this. In the video, I said I didn't know if you needed to take off the rear here, and it does look like you'll need to. So I am going to use my grips. I do recommend that you be very careful when you do that, because if you have the coated one like me, you could scratch or scar it. And I'd probably even say don't do what I'm doing, tape it off or something like that so that you don't slip and scratch. So having said that, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I just said to do, because I have those grips specifically for doing stuff like this, and my hope is that I don't scratch it up too much. Oop, having a little bit of an issue here because I'm being extra careful with it. I think the pocket clip is putting some tension on that screw. Yeah, so now I'm able to remove it. So you will have to take that off to take it apart, because it is going to impede you getting to the T8 to disassemble this. All right, nice long screw, so that is not going to easily come out or come off, so just keep that in mind. So having said that, I disassemble from the non-show side. I don't know why I was struggling with that, but because this is clamshell, we're going to have to go ahead and remove all 4 of your screws. So let me get in here. Is this a T6? Oh, T6. It looks like a T8, but it's actually, yeah, T6. Nice tooling here. Very deep, easy to get into. I'm going to put all of these over here. These should all be the same. I'm just going to double check that. I do have this one here linked below too. I do this so I don't have to switch. Oh, and generally with my T6s, there we go. I usually don't have to have a lot of torque behind them. If I did, I would grab my other bit driver here and I would use that so that I could get the torque that I needed in there. But the tooling on these are great, guys. They are really sticking to the magnetized T6 Weeha tool that I have here. Yeah, very nice. So should be able to just slide. Should be able to, yeah, just slide it off. I just needed to grip it a little bit harder. And it looks like there's a hidden T6 here, which will make this disassembly a little bit easier to do. So I'm just going to take this T6 out since we're here. And I'm going to set this one down in here just so I can find it when I go to do the reassembly a little bit easier. And the reason I didn't mention this earlier, but the reason that I take this apart this way is because the spring that's hidden over here for this plunge lock is on this side. So let's go ahead and get this apart. It's been so long, I can't even remember what the disassembly or how the disassembly went for that other Sentinel Strike I that I had. But this has been pretty easy so far. The back spacer is giving me a little bit of a fit, but it's not awful. Not awful. I'm not missing nothing in my, okay, there we go. So everything has come apart, as you can see. It does have a little bit of oil in there. So as I mentioned, we're going to clean it and dry it up completely. And with this style plunge lock here, I am going to do a dry reassembly here and see if that makes any difference with the test. So when we finish here and get to the end, we're going to test it one more time. I do have these linked below if you're interested in them. Otherwise, you could just take your towel and your T8 and clean it in there. And I may do that as a secondary thing. But yeah, look at that. Let me get the spring out of here. We'll clean that as well. That stuck to my fingers, guys. Sorry. We'll go ahead and take that out. For anybody that may want to do The bearings, they look like your typical 5mm 3/16 ball. And boy, oh boy, those tolerances are super tight. Super tight. There we go. I didn't realize it had fallen out. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, the button is stuck. There we go. Get that button out of here. I want to dry all of this off. Make sure that it's nice and clean. Yeah, it had some oil on it. I could definitely feel it when I took it apart. And I'm going to clean that. Grab my T6 here. I'm just going to run the cloth inside and just make sure that I got it good and dry. Yeah, you see that dirt caked up? It could be, I don't know, it could be just from running in and out of the aluminum here that caused that. And you can see some dirt there. So we may get different results on that spine whack test. We will see. Be careful testing yours. Just a reminder to be careful when you test yours. You don't want to do anything that's gonna, potentially cut a digit or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these off. Everything was a little dirty, pretty dirty actually. Clean these bearings off. This one has some dirt on it. I'll show it to you in a second before we clean it so you can see. This one wasn't terrible. A little bit of dirt on there. That probably is from the coating on the blade, if I'm being honest. But these have been pretty smooth, so I'm not terribly concerned. Yeah, they feel really good. For a budget knife, I'm not too terribly worried about it. All right, let's see here. Oh, I said I was going to show you that dirty one first. Yeah, look at that. All that is coming off of there. Yeah, we're going to run this totally dry, guys. Totally dry, totally clean, and then we will see if that makes any difference at all. Okay, that looks good. Everything looks dry. The pocket was facing the blade. And we got this set back up here. Sorry, my finger is going to block a little bit of this reassembly. Let's see, I'm trying to get that button lined up. It's a little hard to see because it's dark. There we go. But dropped right into place. No issues whatsoever. Running this completely dry. Oh, it just looks like it's a little discoloration. I don't think this spring needs any more tension, but if it did, you can just lightly pull at this to separate it. I liked the way mine was, so I'm not going to do any of that. Trying to see how this was set. Okay, set like that. Got it. Okay, so that barrel is going to run through there. And then I guess this supports the clamshell. So now that I know which way it goes, okay, there we go. Everything's back together. I don't want to put too much pressure. I want to make sure that that's lined up good. We're going to reinstall this one first. Make sure that I've lined it up properly. I apologize that my hand is blocking, but all I'm doing is rescrewing this into the other scale and then tightening down. There you go. And then we'll go ahead and reinstall the pivot. This will be the only T8. Oop, that's my 10. That'll be the only T8 on the knife. Let me see. There we go. All right, let me make sure I didn't do that too tight. Make sure. Yeah, it's a little too tight. Oh, no, it's good. I think yeah, feels good. Feels good. All right, so we're going to reinstall the clamshell backspacer, knowing that we only have these T6s left. Man, the tolerances on this are super snug, guys. Snooper. Super snug. Super, super snug. All right, let's go ahead and just grab one of these and start reassembling this. And then once we finish, I'll let you watch me finish reassembling this. If you're like me, I rather enjoy watching assembly and disassembly all the way through just to make sure there was no hang-ups or issues. And then we will clean up. Once we've cleaned up, we will go ahead and do a dry, all dry, spine whack test just to see if there's any differences. Another thing that I do like to mention, while I have had this for a few days, I didn't wait as long as normal because I had the Sentinel Strike I, and I do remember when I tested that one, it passed with flying colors. So it could be that this just needs to be broken in a little bit more for that plunge lock to be able to move over into the blade a little bit more, for it to be a little bit more secure. So let me do this because I remember I had a hard time with the other one moving around on me. There we go. So I'm going to go as far as I can. Whoop. Getting this installed without using my pliers, because again, I'm not trying to mar it up. I like the black coating. I again spent my own money on this one. All right, that's as far as it goes by hand. So I'm gonna just grab it. I'm gonna do it this way so that I'm on top of the pocket clip, and then I'm just gonna spin the knife around, and that is tight. Don't think I need to go any further, and I avoided any scarring. Feels smooth. Feels locked up solid. Let me clean all this up. We'll grab my board, and then we'll do another spine whack. All right, we got it out here. As you saw just now, we did a disassembly and reassembled it dry. Just wiping off any, I don't know why it's got some marks on here. I'm not sure what that is, but we're going to go ahead and do a fresh reset. I'm going to start in the middle again. Now we're going to go ahead and move out to the tip. Do a second out on the tip. Do a third out on the tip. Yeah. So again, just to re-emphasize, a little bit of oil, dirt and debris on that lock makes a difference. Cleaning it up and making sure there's nothing there to impact. And again, this just shows these locks can be very durable, can be very strong. Yeah, feels just as good as it did before. Not backing out. I'm happy because again, I spent my own money on this and I really like it. That spine whack affected me a little bit. I think I'm gonna go 0.1 up on this one. So I think I landed at a 7.6. I'm gonna move it up to a 7.7. I'm very happy that I took it apart. I also believe that as you work off some of the coating there and the lock is able to settle in and engage, which it has definitely had a chance to do that since the last video, I'm happy with the results. So I haven't edited the review video yet. No, definitely haven't done the review video editing yet. So I'll go back during edit and make sure that I tell you guys to watch this video so you can see that after cleaning it and putting it back together, it got rid of it for me. So yay, very happy for that. Anyway, I hope this helped you, whether you have the Sentinel Strike I or the Sentinel Strike II. Really, that clamshell and pocket clip are an extra step, but it's nothing difficult in my opinion. So I'm hoping that really helped you guys and seeing why I like to disassemble it the way that I do. I'm very happy with the Sentinel Strike. I think it punches a little bit above its price point in my opinion, aesthetically, ergonomically, and Nitro V seems to be done pretty well from Civivi. I've been happy with it so far. It feels just like 14C28N. After some hard use, you just want to strop it, but for daily carry or EDC use, it's really been a non-factor for me. Been something that I can just cut with and keep going. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, Leave a like on your way out. If you're interested in this one or any of the gear that I use for this disassembly, it's linked down below. When you use the links, it helps the channel. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you follow along. Special thank you to my channel members. All right, guys, I am out of here. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you next time. Peace.